Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Frog Pond. It's Black Frog here, and I am joined today once again by the person who essentially got me into content creation, New Hood. He is a content creator who needs no introduction, and that's why we're going. Oh, the wrong side. Over here, yeah. Go ahead and say hi.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Swag, thanks for having me on. I know you've been on the channel for a long time now, doing a lot of
Oh
roles,
yeah,
mod and member, and we've had you around here for years.
yep. It has been years going. Well, actually, I've been on on your channel for like more than 2 years now. Crazy. Been a member for almost insane.
It's crazy that I have people that are over 3 years as members now. I don't
I
even think
know,
about it.
isn't that? Yeah, that's wild.
It's very wild, and it goes by. Let's say it goes by fast, but it goes by faster than you think it's going to go by. I'll say that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm already on my second month of having memberships, and that's crazy. We got 50 a month. That was
Good,
wild.
great.
So, anyways, today our topic is one that all of you guys are familiar with: farming. We love farming on this channel. I'm sure Nooch loves farming. Y'all love farming, right? So, we're gonna go ahead and chat about what the most optimal, essentially, like, sort of free to play. There's a lot of discrepancy with the Lightspeed bundles that have been coming out lately. They've been kind of ruining a lot of people's farming paths. So this should help give you a little bit of guidance in that respect, but it is more of like a free to play style farming guide, what the most efficient things are right now this moment. So anyways, I figure I'll probably lead it off with the one that I've been preaching for a long time, Executor. Executor is the number one big farm on your roster, period, end of story. With the release of Punishing One, it has become such a, really easy way to get crystals up and going, really good for Grand Arena, set it on defense.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you guys know I preach this all the time that this should be your first journey along with some other assault battles. But the Executor in Fleet Arena, even before the Punishing One was out, it was the first big ship you get in in Fleet Arena, and people are not unlocking Leviathan, until a couple years in the game. People might spend a bunch of money and go get themselves a Fury class and Darth Malgus earlier if they can, but even then, it's very few and far between until you get a couple years into the game. So Executor just dominated the place. The one thing the Punishing One did was kind of throw Profundity right out the window, which I don't mind
Yeah.
about the farm anyway. But yeah, Profundity now it serves as a possible Leviathan counter,
Yeah,
and that's
about an
kind of it.
80%.
Yeah,
It's not great. You certainly don't want to have it on defense. It's far too easy to counter on defense, and you also don't have a lot of options on offense countering up El Capital ship. You need to have your Profundity also like locked in for the Leviathan counter. It is a tough counter. Like, it is not an easy counter. It's not 100% of the time. You need to be very specific with what you do and how you react in it. It's a high intensity counter. It's not light work in the lightest. So yeah, 100% Leviathan, or not Leviathan. Executor is the best first way to go
yep,
in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
I agree, man. Get that crystal income flowing.
You want to go ahead and talk about your next choice? Because I figure it's probably going to be.
Well, I mean, for me, I'm looking at assault battles from there, and if you want four assault battles off the bat with two easy teams, it's Phoenix and Imperial Troopers, and that's what I look at. And if you look at those teams combined with Executor, well, Piet is required for Executor, and he's going to be part of the Imperial Trooper team. And we showed here on this channel a couple months ago for Forest Moon Assault Battle that you can get to challenge tier 3 of that and finish it with really all less. I had one gear 12 character, everybody else was gear 11, and I think you could probably do it all at gear 11 with Veers and Piet, Range Trooper, and then Gar Saxon and Imperial Super Commando. They can take that Forest Moon assault battle all the way to challenge tier 3 at not even gear 12. It's pretty crazy.
Wow, that is quite impressive. And if you do happen to have the Executor as well, I can speak from experience. I did a while on stream. The other Imperial Trooper assault battle you can do with like the Lightspeed bundle troopers, as well as having, Piet at Relic 8. it's pretty doable on challenge tier 3, and a
Okay.
lot of this is going to be stuff that you're already farming along the way. So yeah, Phoenix and Imperial Troopers are a great stop. I always preach stopping in between big farms and farming some other stuff like Phoenix and Imperial Troopers. Just getting extra teams on your roster is very important.
Agree. Did you when you did the Rebel Roundup? Because I tried that on stream the other day, and it's difficult, even with
Oh, it is tough. It
yeah.
is
So
very
what
tough.
did you use a Veer's lead, or would you use just the
Yes, I
ones from the
used.
bundle?
Okay, so I did use a Veer's lead. I did have the Sith Eternal bundle, so I had Relic 5 Veers for it. But I did not have Veer's unique Zeta. I did not need that one. I didn't have Piet's Emperor. I had Emperor's Trap, but I did not have a Silver Strike. Did not need it. However, I did use Scout Trooper because I didn't have Silver Whittle Strike, so that I could daze bait. That was the big key for me. Because I didn't have a suborbital strike, I couldn't daze Baze, so he just kept rolling on me. So I had to bring in Scout Trooper to get that targeted daze. But after that, off to the races, went great. Didn't take, well, I mean, it took quite a while. It's a long assault battle, but got it done.
That's cool. That's good to know. You know, whenever you find these the Lightspeed bundles that are contributing to these assault battles or making something better or easier in the game for you, it's never a bad thing. And you're right on that one. My experience was you got to daze really Cheer It and Baze if you can, because they're the ones just get all the turns,
Yeah.
and Cheer It
Yep.
is one-shotting anybody he hits. So
Yes, he is. I had to daze Baze, get buff immunity, and make sure to kill Cheer It as fast as possible.
there you go.
That is the whole strategy to it. It's really, if you make it past the first wave, you tend to be pretty good for the rest of the assault battle. Like,
Right.
it's pretty much a cakewalk from then on, as long as you don't get like really unlucky in turn order or wrong spot, and you don't need to worry about losing your turns towards the end, because you will end up bumping into Han Solo, who's gonna absolutely crap anyways. So you don't need to worry too much about that. Just it's in the wrong spot, like towards the start.
Yeah, and the one thing I managed to prove on Rebel Roundup, whereas Forest Moon, you can min-max it with that Gear 11, Gear 12 team I talked about. You really can't min-max Rebel Roundup. It's,
Yeah.
You're just not going to... Maybe if you sit there with a bunch of Gear 12 characters for long enough, you might get there. I've never wanted to invest hours and hours and hours into an assault rifle.
I don't think it's worth it.
Even though I do now, but I paid for it, so you know.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it still took me like 40 minutes, even with all of my relics and stuff on it. Like, it's hard. If you lose somebody in that opening shot, you're done. Like, and they're going to start off immediately and get absolutely rolling on you. So you need to have the health and protection that
100%.
Anyways, so the next big farm I have on my personal list of free-to-play farms is Jabba the Hutt. I mean, is there really much other to say? Jabba the Hutt is fantastic. Not only is he a top-tier defense Galactic legend, but he also has Smuggler's Run 2. Absolutely huge. Insane value for modding materials. It's basically a necessity on account to have Jabba S8. If you don't have a Lightspeed bundle, like, locked in and ready to go, like the SLKR bundle, the Jabba is your first Galactic legend.
I really feel like in this game, once we got Smuggler's Run 2 and once Captain Rex came out, the farming path has been, the early game farming path has been very clearly defined since those two things happened. And
yeah,
and I really don't, I haven't seen, nothing has really altered that farming path since then, you know, because once you got Captain Rex, you cover 2 assault battles, and you know, now you're not getting deep. You can get challenge tier 1, maybe challenge tier 2, but
that's
you're getting those assault battles
Kyrotech
done. Say what?
That's still Kyrotech. That's
It's, yeah, exactly. And so the beginning game farming path for free to play, and really it even rolls over into pay to play. I know with Lightspeed bundles, you can get Kylo and Rey early on. You get these other Lightspeed bundles. You unlock Profanity, whatever. You get stuff done, but the farming path still goes through those teams. And I throw the Revens in there now, especially that bundles are
Yeah.
out on the Revens, because
Yep.
that's 2 more assault battles that you're contributing to with those guys on your team.
Yep.
And of course, on your way to Jabba, you'll get Jedi Knight Luke, and you need him for Challenge Tier 3 of Ground War. So you're getting 6 assault battles tied in there, and if you throw in the Poncho Bros, Master Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan, I think they're required farming now. I
Yeah.
just think that early game starting farming path is laid out very clearly in front of us. Doesn't mean you have to do it. It's a wide open game. You can do whatever you want to do. But if you want to look at doing the most efficient way possible and building up your roster that for the long term, it's just the way to start.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a little bit of contention, however, after Jabba. So, I mean, obviously, go for some more supplemental teams, those Poncho Bros upgraded, get like a little bit more stuff locked in on your roster. But then, what do you say goes after Jabba?
Well, you're going to be right in range of Jedi Master Luke and Leia Organa. That's kind of my,
Yeah.
once you farm Jedi Knight Luke, you're just looking at, you're probably going to farm Chupio anyway to go with the CLS team. And so you're really just looking at like Mon Mothma and R2 upgrades, and there might be 1 or 2 others on there. There's not that many characters left to upgrade once you get Jedi Knight Luke to get Jedi Master Luke, and then that rolls right. It all Leia Organa is the same story, so they all have so much overlap with each other that once you do Jabba, I think you're doing those 2. Leia specifically, she's still just
Yes.
she's a great performer.
I tend to recommend Leia for immediately after Jabba. Just she's fairly cheap. Like for a new Galactic Legend, he's very reasonable to get. Like you got to get 1 R8, a few Relic 7s, Relic 5s, and a couple of pretty easy Relic 3s like Lobot, Wicket, and Urfa.
Yeah,
Like,
jump over to her screen. Can we see her requirements?
Absolutely.
So let's look at the overlap here. So Captain Rex, we've already talked about. You should farm. Princess Nisa, you got to go out and get her. If you farm her early, I showed you can unlock 3PO with just Gear 7 Ewoks. Princess
That's
Nisa
insane. I remember when it used to be so hard. Back when I did it, it took me like 100 attempts because I was low gear.
Yeah.
It was miserable.
I mean, Lando's a direct overlap with Luke. R2 really is basically a direct overlap. Captain Han, Rebel Officer Leia Organa. CLS is obviously a direct overlap. Chupio. So 6 of those characters are direct overlaps with the farms we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And you probably already grabbed half of those. The Ewoks, you've already got them 7 stars. She's got to, relic them up. And it's just
and they're
really
pretty
good,
cheap gear-wise.
Yeah, right. Yeah, except for Nisa, they're all really easy gear-wise.
And then since you already have Jabba, you have Bausch as well.
Right. Yep. You're right.
Which, yeah, there's just an insane amount of overlap, which then leaves you with just like the marquee characters, and then it leaves you with 1 relic level on R2D2, a couple relic levels on other stuff. But it leaves you like 5 characters to relic. It's so easy.
It really does. Yeah, when I did it, I did Leia first on my account actually, because she would just come out and I was trying to get her farm. And it's like, well, now Luke's right there and Jabba's right there. It just
fits together like a puzzle.
Yeah, there's no way to not do it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously after Leia, probably push for JML. I mean, he's good. Great offensive Galactic Legend. JML, great in Conquest. Or JMK. Yes, JML beats JML, guys. Whoa.
Yeah,
and then after...
And really for SOKR and Rey anymore, they're really just kind of bundle characters at this point.
Yep. Just wait for it to roll around, farm them then.
Yeah. The only overlap there, I mean, you got the Houndstooth on Rey, but is if you farm the Executor, you're halfway to the Finalizer. But I look at it like, if you buy a Finalizer bundle, you're halfway to Executor.
Yeah, exactly.
The characters don't go anywhere else.
No, yeah. They're just so locked into their own farm, it's really hard to farm them. And I feel like they've been trying to do more cohesive farms right now, because obviously we've got plenty of overlap with Ahsoka and Vader. Like, obviously, you're not going to be ready to go for Ahsoka off of order. It's way less overlap, but there is still a little bit of it.
No, there definitely is, but you've also got... how many marquees? 5 or 6 marquees mixed in there?
6.
So 6. Yeah,
I farmed all of them. They were horrible. I farmed them mostly free to play. It was so bad.
Yeah, because you got the Pretty Pals, and then you got the Spectre, and that's 6 marquees, and that's a big deal. That's 2,400 right? Yeah, 2,400 Chirotech.
Oh yeah, her
You have the
Chirotech count is over 3,000. It's ridiculous.
well, it may not still be well. Plus, if you figure in the gas farm into that, um, because gas is going to require you to do some Chirotechs to get them unlocked too.
Yeah,
So,
unless you got the
so yeah,
bundle.
yep.
Anyways, so after JML, your thoughts on what to go for next? This one's kind of a
Well,
bit of a lot of people are right here right now, so it's kind of a bit of an open, I'd say.
I think so too. I think that you can look at finishing up your other teams you may not have finished at that point, like your Revens. Maybe you're looking at a Leviathan at that point. If you want to, I talk about when you get to about 6 million, you've been playing Proving Grounds for a little while. You've got Darth Malgus and Fury Class Interceptor in your sights at some point. You want to plan out your
Yeah.
Leviathan farm to intersect with when you get them unlocked, so you can just go get the Leviathan right away because you want to have that happen.
Yes.
You're probably at least halfway to 2/3 of the way to Sith Eternal Emperor and or Jedi Master Kenobi by that point also, because you're just farming characters naturally that go into those farms. So Sith Eternal and Jedi Master Kenobi are not that difficult either. You gotta have Cat to get Jedi Master Kenobi. The biggest intensive farms in the game are Lord Vader and Ahsoka. Other than that, and honestly, and Rey and Kylo, if you haven't bought the bundles, that you got to go out of your way to farm those guys.
Oh yeah. There's no overlap.
Right.
There's
but,
nothing
yeah,
except
but
for
Jedi
Rey
Master
has
Kenobi-
JTR.
Yeah. But Jedi Master Kenobi Sith Eternal, you kind of naturally farm like half of those farms by the time you get to 4 or 5 million. That they're just sitting there waiting for you to finish the farm.
I'd say at that point, once you're done with like all of that type of stuff, it's really time to start gearing for Bo-Katan, Mandalore, and Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. It's time to go get those guild stuff done. It's time to get some of those journey guides done. Pick up like a Grand Inquisitor, pick up a Star Killer, just a couple things like that. Some of those journey guides. It's a great time after you've got those few things locked in. You've got like Leviathan in your sights. You've got, those 3 Galactic Legends. You got your Executor. Your fleets are looking good. Your GLs are looking good. It's time to start farming some of those stuff like the journey guides.
Well, I agree, man.
Yeah, the boosted Chirotech the boosted Chirotech take you get from getting Bo-Katan Mandalore, getting into a Mandalore ready guild, getting into a Zepho ready guild. It's going to give you a lot of extra Chirotechs, which is going to essentially put you into a point where you're hardly ever going to run out of Chirotechs. So I'd recommend.
And something else to think about is the Chimera fleet too, because it's so effective.
Yes.
Farming up your TIE Defender with Iden Versio, getting the TIE Interceptor from Proving Grounds, and getting your Inquisitors and unlocking Scythe. When you get those things in there with Chimera, you've got, just below, you've got that A plus tier fleet on your hands too that you can go get Executor with.
Yep.
You take out Executor with it. You can do a lot of good stuff with a full Chimera fleet.
Absolutely. I loved when the Chimera was able to counter Leviathan. Dang Dorito. Hate that thing now. But it's how it is. Can't change it. Still, very worthwhile fleet to go for. Chimera's great. When you eventually unlock Scythe, which, Grand Inquisitor, that's more journey guys that are going to help your guild. But, yeah, go get that Scythe. Go get your Chimera. It's great stuff. And then, after that, I feel like it's time to start breaking into some of those harder Galactic Legends. It's time to start breaking into your JMKs, your Ahsokas, your Lord. Well, not Ahsoka. She should be really late. But probably JMK. Yeah. That type of area.
He's really good. He's probably, as far as performance in like Grand Arena, he's probably number 3 still. When you look at him, just below, he's right in there with Leia, Jabba, and Ahsoka as far as performance when Kat is on the team. And he, like I mentioned, he's just going to kind of come naturally. You're going to farm a bunch of the characters you need for him regardless. So I really like Jedi Master Kenobi just kind of sitting there ready to farm.
Yeah, 100%. And by that time, you should have your Cat ready to go. Should be all good. And the reason don't put JMK sooner is because of Cat. JMK without Cat is horrible. Yeah. It's so bad. You can counter it with General Anakin Skywalker. It's just not worth using at all. So it's really surprising how much Cat does for that. But yeah, don't farm JMK too early. That's definitely a trap. I've seen a lot of people farm JMK way too early on their account, and then they just have kind of a mediocre Galactic Legend that a lot of these people who bought the Gaslight Speed bundle are walking right over.
Right.
And you know, you
Agreed.
spent
And
like
Sith
here to
Eternal's the
farm
same
it.
thing.
Exactly, yeah. Sith Eternal, such a bad spot. Poor guy. They tried to give him a lifter, but they made the lifter better than the GL.
That is
A little
exactly
bit of
what
a
happened.
problem.
That's exactly what happened.
Yep. Yay, I mean, I love Bane. I'm tickled to
I,
have Bane. He's
yep.
great. But yeah, Sith Eternal can't counter Leia. Bane can counter Leia.
Yeah, when I looked through those
HCG.
swgh.gg counters and people are using Bane with Palpatine, I just cringe. It's
I
like
know. It's a waste. You don't need it.
you're wasting two teams for one, and you know there might be an incremental extra value, like 2-3% extra performance, but it's just not worth it. Just separate them out.
Bane just mops him up anyways. He
Yep,
takes out your Queen Amidala's. He takes out your Leia's. He takes out whatever he wants because.
he does.
But yeah, Sith Eternal kind of. In the last few Galactic Legends are really just kind of Galactic Legends that you'll just kind of farm eventually. Like the only, I mean, honestly, Rey at that point in the game, Rey's gonna be good for you. You're gonna have Ben. You're hopefully gonna have like Baby Cal. You're gonna have some of the good stuff for Rey. Maybe you've got your Hermit Ezra farmed up by then. Maybe considering this will probably be quite a bit in the future that you actually get part of your farming path, you might have your Hermit Ezra ready, which is gonna make a really gnarly Rey team. And it's really hard to speculate exactly what the shape of the game is going to be like this far in the future, but it should hopefully still work. I mean, you're not going to have Ahsoka for a while. You're not going to have Lord Vader for a while. Those are probably the last two Galactic Legends you should be farming on your roster. I'd say probably Lord Vader first and then last, because Ahsoka's just.
I got you, man. I'm on board with everything you're saying. I think we're copacetic here, about 95%. So
Yeah. Also, make sure to get your stuff in between. Like, super important. Get your farms farmed in Galactic Legend. Make sure that you're not just doing big farm after big farm after big farm, because you're going to have a lot of holes in your roster, and that is not good for Grand Arena pushing. You want to have as much possible. So going and getting the extra journey guide stuff, getting like your Mandalorians farmed up, they're great. I love them. They're so much fun. I need Saxon Hero Super Commando up to Relic personally, but yeah, get like your Jar Jars and stuff. Just farm a little bit of supplemental stuff in between.
there you go, man.
I mean, really, that's about it in terms of farming.
I concur, Swag Frog.
I concur. That's I hope you're referencing Catch Me If You.
I am not. I just something to say.
I mean,
it's just
Catch Me If You Can is a great movie. If you haven't, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it, but
a long time ago. I don't remember a lot about it, but I know I got the gist of it, but I don't remember. I concur.
It's a good. So it's. I mean, I'm gonna explain the joke, I guess. Anyways, he fakes being a doctor, right? Because he's on the run, and he watches a lot of doctor TV shows to try and figure out how doctors act so that he passes as a doctor. And he notices on these TV shows they say "I concur" a lot, and so he just goes in for like a broken leg, and his first line is, "I think it's I think it's broken. Do you concur?"
And there you go.
When the leg is like, it is very clearly broken. But anyways, good show if you haven't seen it. I know that explaining. But anyways, if you somehow are living under a rock and are watching my channel and somehow haven't checked out Nooch's channel, check his channel. I mean, great, very knowledgeable, very entertaining, absolutely fantastic all around. I'll link his channel in the description. I'd ask him. But hey,
that's good, man. Every now and then I crash out on stream, so join a stream and
exactly.
Catch one of those.
Come have some fun. And also, he's great with roster reviews, very good with it. That's where I got most of my knowledge from, you know. Also searching, but I mean, yeah, that's all I have to say. Anything you'd like to close with?
Well, Swag, I appreciate you bringing me on here. It's good to talk to you. We've talked a few times, along the way, but it's just good to hang out, spend a little time, and thanks for everything you've done for my channel. And I'm still rooting for you to keep going and have a lot of success.
Yeah, I mean, Duggan. Anyways, it's been great video, great having you here. Always love having you. My community practically begs me to do more new collabs. They absolutely. It's so funny. They're awesome like that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Been really great, and I will see you guys in the next one.